Okay, hello, welcome. We're going to be going over some spec points for my app, making sure everything works. Um, okay, so the user must be able to view 3D models on the screen. Here's this 3D model. You can view it from all angles. The viewport must allow the user to navigate 3D space, allowing them to see every angle of their models. So you can rotate, pan, you can zoom. Yeah. Models displayed in the viewport should be shaded in such a way that their geometry is clearly defined. So you can see from the shading on this model that each edge is clearly defined. You can make out each face. Changes to models must be visualized in real time. So we could scale this model, and you can see that reflected on the X, Y. We can translate this. Follow our mouse. The user must be able to select a model. So I've just shown that kind of here. Using the select tool, we can click on models. This works with multiple models as well. So if I was to move this out of the way, select this one, select this one. If I hold shift, I can select both. Move them together, whatever. Let's get that up. Selected models must be visually indicated on the screen. So when I select this model, you can see the outline, the border, showing that this model is selected. User must be able to translate, scale and rotate any selected model. So again, this model is selected. You can translate it, scale it, and we can rotate it. The user must have a means to view the specific geometry of any selected model, entering edit mode. So I click begin edit, I enter edit mode. You can see the geometry of the shape. Go back and forth with tab as well. That works. Individual vertices of a model in edit mode must be able to be selected. So if I enter edit mode, let me clear this model actually. Let's get a new one. It's clearer. Select the model, enter edit mode. I can select vertices. Shift, select multiple. You can see this on green. You also be able to select faces. So if I go in face selection mode, or if I press 2, you can select faces, highlighted green. Shift again to select multiple. There must be visual feedback for selected vertices or faces. So yeah, they turn green. Selected vertices, faces, they turn green. Selected vertices, faces must be able to be translated, scaled, or rotated. So we can go into edit mode, select vertices, select multiple. We can translate them, we can scale them, and we can rotate them. That all works. It works for face as well. So yeah, we can translate them, we can rotate them, and we can scale them. All translations must be relative to the camera for ease of use. So you can see when I select a model, when I translate it, it follows my mouse. It's quite convenient. When I scale it, it's according to my mouse. So as I go closer to the center, it scales smaller. As I go further away, it gets bigger. And again, rotating, moving away from the center, rotates more. Closer, rotates less. Basic transformations, translating, scaling, and rotation must be able to be performed parallel to either the X, Y, or Z axis. So I have to be able to translate parallel to the X, Y, Z axis. Same as scaling. X, Y, Z, and same rotating. X, Y, Z. This works with faces, whatever as well. Rotate X, Y, Z, Y. Yep. Extrusion should be able to be performed on selected faces in edit modes. So, if I go to this, go to edit mode on this mesh, select the face, I can extrude it out. It's extruded out along its face normal, so in the same direction as the face is pointing. You can use it with multiple faces all at once. It's quite cool. You can insert faces as well. So if I were to select a few of these faces, select the insert tool, I can insert the face, and then with these faces I can do whatever I want. I can extrude them out, whatever. Then I maybe insert again. So yeah. An undo redo system should be implemented to allow users to correct mistakes. So I can undo all these changes I did with Control Z and an R to redo. So if I let's do some more transformations, Control Z, R, brings them back. Okay, to the UI. So you know obscured submenus within the UI. Okay. So my app has submenus but they're not obscured. So rotation is quite obvious. These are the only two, and they just drop down, so they're not really submenus. Yep. The submenus, all the buttons. A list of all the models present in the scene should be available to the user. As we found here. So if I add a model, move out of the way, I can select either one, I can see them, I can view them. The user must be able to add cubes to the scene, so I just did that. I'll do it again. If I move this out of the way, I can add another mesh, do whatever I want with it. The user must be able to remove cubes from the scene, so let's just get rid of all the cubes you created. All modeling tools mentioned in the modeling section should be made accessible to the user from the UI. So all the tools I just talked about, they're all accessible here. Translating, scaling, rotation. If I go into edit mode, do the same for the vertices. Extruding and insetting, available for faces as well. It's quite useful. Final controls of the camera should be present in the UI. Okay, so if you go over here, you can find camera controls. So we can move, we can change the XYZ position of the camera infinitely. We can change the rotation, the pitch, and the U of the camera as well, which is quite useful. You get more, you get finer controls. You can also set it to look at the origin, or if I was to translate this model away, focus on the model. In edit mode, the UI should display a means to swap between selecting vertices and selecting faces. So if I enter edit mode, begin edit, you see down here these two options become available to me. So I can either enter face selection mode or vertex selection mode. You might also notice that when I swap between faces and vertices, the vertices that constitute the face are selected as well. Okay, input handling. The user must accept keyboard input from the user. The application must accept keyboard input from the user. So, I mean, you can see here from my keystrokes. If I press tab, go back and forth between edit modes. Press 1 and 2. I go between face and vertex selection modes. Yep. If I want to translate this, X puts along the x-axis. Let me put out the origin. It's easier to see. X translates along the x-axis, Y along the Y, Z along the Z. Works for all the transformations. There's the keybinds. I think that's about it for keybinds. Obviously there's Control Z as well. We have our R, redo. The input handler should be able to distinguish between combinations of inputs and standard input. So I just showed that with Control Z. I think it's the only example in my app, but it's functional. If I scale this up, press Control and Z, it will undo my change. If I press Z, it won't undo anything, but Control Z undoes it. Application must accept mouse input from the user. You can see my clicks in the top right. Clicking, if I get the select tool out, click on it, it responds to my clicks. Click on it, selecting, click off, unselecting. Same with translation, I'll follow my mouse. If I hold right click and drag, I'll rotate, as I've shown before. Dragging, panning with middle click and drag, scrolling with zoom. You can see all that here. I think that's it. Thank you.